Workers continue to make last-minute preparations to the Sambódromo Stadium, site of next week's famous Rio Carnival. But banners from a police union meeting late Thursday tell the story. The state police and firefighters voted to go on strike, immediately causing alarm that a security vacuum could cause widespread violence and possibly threaten the Rio parade. Organizers say it will go forward. Those on strike want better salaries, benefits, and working conditions.
While federal police here in Brazil are some of the highest paid and best trained in all of Latin America, the same can't be said for the local police. Their entry-level salary is only about $730 a month, and that's only a couple $100 more than a cook, a maid, or a construction worker.
So far, the strike is continuing, but without a total work stoppage. And the street cops are doing a work slowdown, mostly staying in police stations and only responding to calls for service, but avoiding patrolling the streets.
The police, doctors, and firefighters should not be allowed to strike. Even in the most democratic country, they should not be allowed to do that.
Taking cops off the streets leaves Rio residents and the tourists unprotected. But here we are. Are we going to hope that luck is on our side? Brazilians are like that. We hope for the best.
Rio officials argue they have more than doubled investments in public security in the past decade to over $1 billion a year. But Marcelo Freixo, an outspoken local legislator, says that money hasn't reached the local cops, and it's now an issue beyond Rio's borders.
It is no coincidence that we now have a constitutional amendment to level salaries of all police in Brazil. There is growing dissatisfaction in other places like São Paulo, and we just had strikes in 5 other states. Police are organized in several other states, and at any time they could go on strike too, because the dissatisfaction and poor working conditions are very similar in all places.
Rio is hoping the current work slowdown will be resolved before Carnival, but in case it gets worse, more than 14,000 army soldiers and federal officers are on standby to take to the streets if needed. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.